Hello, this is Alejandro. I'm going to tell you a bit about the third batch of activities that we have. I have posted on Campus Virtual until April 30th. You have until April 5th here, remember, and then until today, this is today, March 29th, you should complete these. All right, so I'm going to talk about these. There are many activities here, but I'll tell you more precisely which ones you have to work on. All right, so let's go to a material topic 2. This is where the activities are. And you go to page 32. You have to do these activities on starting on page 32. Okay, I'll tell you which ones. Okay, you have to do this one. Give your opinions on these questions. Then match these words according to their company. So I gave you some hints in Spanish. So bienes personales, for example, personal what? You have to choose one word. Match those related to the company departments. Okay, uh, don't do this. Okay, no worries about this one. So you don't have to do. Okay, then you have to do this one. Give opinions about companies, different companies, and choose these adjectives related to those companies. For example, I think Movistar company can be efficient and flexible. So choose efficient, flexible, whatever you want, but may not be honest. May not be honest all the time, because I have problems with them. Blah blah blah. So give some opinions and choose those adjectives. At least with uh, three companies. Okay. All right. Then on page 34, number 2, we have this listening. I'm going to read the text. And you have to answer the questions on page 34. All right, all the questions here. Okay, letter F. Okay, this is not related to the listening. Okay, this is on your own. So the listening is letters A, B, C, D, and E. You have to answer. Okay, so I'll read. Hello, I am the project manager for British Airways' new office complex at Waterside. My name is Chris Brokaw. My job was to make sure that the building got built on time, that it was built inside the budget, and that we moved in smoothly and successfully. I had a further role to also make sure that we were able to change the culture of British Airways through a relocation, because British Airways see very clearly that the quality of office that you give somebody affects their performance. There are some unusual features in this waterside project. It was designed specifically to make sure that we encourage teamwork. So we have a street, we also have open plan offices, and the whole design is built around the idea that people should be able to bump into each other, meet each other easily, and manage each other's conversations in a very informal way. So that is one feature. A second key feature was that we cut down on paperwork. We reduced that to the minimum by a way in which we have then introduced all types of electronic forms and electronic email and electronic manuals. And a further component was that we have also encouraged flexible working, so that quite literally from virtually nobody working flexibly. What we now have is about 2,800 people working here. 700 people neither have an office nor they have a desk. They are very much mobile, but we do support them with the technology that we provide them. And then we have the practice of hot desking, which is home working. This is why we tend to call it flexible working. And we've laid out certain of our offices very much with the concept of flexible working in mind. So, what we do is that we identify a person's task and we try to provide a space in the building to meet that task. So, instead of one single space that you occupy, you can come into a wing of the building, of which there are six. You can come in, you can read your email or what we call a dropping point. Then you can have a conversation and a meeting with somebody in a relaxed and informal way. Or at another part of the building, you can then find a space where there is a quiet area in which you can either read your manuals or whatever you want to study, or alternatively sit in effect, like in a library environment and write a paper to somebody. There are other advantages in Waterside that they are offered to BA's employees. Waterside is a very flexible building, but at the same time, it's very much driven by trying to make it easy for you and informal for you, so that we are working quite comfortably. What we like to feel is that when you go home at night, you really feel valued. And to take you into a bit more detail on that, the sort of facilities that we provide you is very ready access to education. We have open learning piped. All these are piped through to your desktop. We have introduced electronic shopping so that you can literally shop at one of the local supermarkets and it gets delivered here. Or you can do your weekly shopping. Thirdly, there is a video conferencing room. So there is accessibility to other people in other parts of the building or abroad. We have also introduced, I believe, very high quality catering arrangements with a pleasant look from our restaurant overlooking a lake. We also provide with car parking down in the basement, so it's very easy to come to Waterside. And we also have a gymnasium. So there is a whole variety of facilities all designed to get the best out of the people. But even though it sounds quite marvelous, there may have been some problems for the staff moving in Waterside. However, surprisingly, few problems given the size of the organization and the task. But I think that it was largely down to some very good planning. And I hasten to say that this is all by my team, not just myself. We all did a lot of planning. We thought through very carefully all the moves that we had to make. We trained people very well and we communicated with people. This is a very important thing to do. So nobody had any surprises when they came in here, and they had a lot of confidence that things would be up and running. Okay, so that's the reading for this activity on page 34. Letter F, you do on your own, give your opinions about these statements. They are related to the reading, but you can give your own opinions. Okay, then expressions. These expressions you can use for the previous activity. For example, if you think that giving employees more freedom to work from home is positive, and this is a very true or important statement, then you could say it is certain that this is a positive thing. Okay, so choose one of the expressions for your ideas in that exercise. Okay, then number three, match these. These are statements for selling yourself socially. Okay, then introducing yourself in an informal way. Think about equivalent formal expressions for these. Okay, so find some equivalent expressions. Okay, think in Spanish about these expressions, what the equivalent in English is. Okay, then give three characteristics about your specific job in a company. eh? Follow the model here. Okay, the model uh, of the matching exercise. So do it in a different company. Just make it up. Okay, you just think about any other job in any company. Okay, more matching. In this case, you match these. Okay. Okay, don't do this one. Okay, you don't have to do this. Describe blah blah blah. No, you don't have to. Okay, don't do that. But you have to do this. Fill in the missing letters in those sentences, and that's it. No more. So that's those are the activities for this section. And then, very important, I have posted the second oral presentation guidelines. Okay, I'm not sure when we are going to do the oral presentation, maybe in May, hopefully. But maybe we are not going to be able to meet physically yet. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. So in that case, we'll do it virtually. I'll tell you how in the future. Okay, so don't worry about it now. But you can check the guidelines and start preparing. You can do this individually. I think it's the best option to do it individually because it's difficult to meet unless you are going to do it virtually. You meet virtually and you prepare everything virtually by video conference. Then maybe you can do it more than one person. All right, so choose one of the products or services, read the information very well, and make sure you follow all the instructions. So choose one, only one of these four. And then you have to prepare an advertising campaign for one of the products or services. You have to speak at least 3 to 4 minutes each person. Use a formal style, very formal with visuals, with videos, etc. This is a campaign, not a commercial. So don't talk about any advertisement or anything. You have to make the campaign. Es hacer una campaña, not making a video. So follow this structure for the presentation. These are the interesting points to follow. And when you are giving the presentation, follow this general outline. Okay, these are important parts for the presentation. Follow these, and these are the evaluation criteria. Okay, so read everything very well. There are more expressions and important parts for the presentation here. So different sections in the presentation that you have to follow, and good or important expressions that you can use. Always very formal. Remember, these are very formal business presentations. Okay, so that's it. And then remember module 3, you have to do until April 20th. You have these activities. All these are due on April 20th. Many Kahoot activities that you can do on your own. And after April 20th, I will announce the winners for each. So do them on your own. You don't have to do them with others, but people will be scoring things. All right, so this is all for now.